Good afternoon, listeners. It's another beautiful Sunday afternoon, and we are here because you are there. This is VOP 90.3 FM, and it's time for us to once more get into the Maritime and Border Show. As you know, the Maritime and Border Show is a program where we look at the whole maritime industry, the blue economy. We look at the Nigerian Ports Authority, the Nigerian Customs, the Nigerian Shippers Council, the MASA, the Nigerian Police, Marine Police, the Anti-Bomb, NDLEA, NAVDAC, name it. We're always there. You know, they're all connected in one way or the other. And so this afternoon we'll be looking at various issues. Don't forget, it is interactive, it's educative, and it's also informative. So if you're on, tell your friend, tell a sister, tell a brother that the Maritime Show is on. It's going to be a very interesting afternoon. My co-host, Dele Otami, will soon be joining us. He's caught up somewhere in traffic, as well as our guest. But then, like we always say, the show must go on. Once more, you're welcome to VOP 90.3 FM, Maritime and Border Show. All right, let's go straight to our usual news item for the rounds during the past week. Custom officers stop petrol discharge from Dangote refinery at MRS Tinkan terminal. Officers of the Nigerian Customs Service (NCS) prevented the discharge of petrol at the Tinkan Island terminal of MRS in Apapa, Lagos on Wednesday. The officers faced off with security operatives at the terminal and attempted to arrest the captain of the vessel. The vessel, MT NY Maria, was loaded with 81,200 metric tons of PMS. According to persons privy to the situation, the contested cargo was loaded from Dangote refinery. The vessel was said to have undergone port, customs, and immigration clearance before discharge began. The vessel commenced discharge after receiving NMDPRA and customs break bulk clearance, a source said. In video footage, the customs enforcement team was seen engaged in a physical confrontation with security operatives at the terminal. They wanted to arrest the captain. No reason was given. The captain obliged with the order to stop the discharge, the source added. Our understanding is that the company has engaged the customs leadership over the matter. Officials at MRS say the delayed discharge of the cargo may attract a daily demurrage cost of $65,000. Well, I know a lot of people, when this news broke up, were like, the Nigerian customs are, overbearing, they are doing this, they are doing that. But for us, it's not a matter of what the people think and what is right. It's a matter of balanced information. So, yes, it's a truth that the Nigerian Customs Enforcement team stopped the discharge of the petrol. But, we didn't stop at that. We had to, dive into it to know what really transpired, and at the end of the day, NCS clarifies lawful enforcement actions on vessel discharging without customs clearance. The Nigerian Customs Service in Tinkan Island Port Command has released a statement addressing the misleading narratives regarding the enforcement actions taken on the vessel MT NY Maria. The statement released from the Office of the Public Relations Officer of the Command, Chief Superintendent of Customs Oscar Ivari, states that the vessel was found discharging premium motor spirit, PMS, without requisite customs clearance at the MRS terminal, Dantata Jetty, Tinkan Island Port. The service considers it necessary to provide factual clarification of the circumstances surrounding the incident and to reaffirm the legal basis for the actions taken by its officers in line with the Nigerian Customs Service Act 2023, Act number 35. It happened that on Sunday, 23rd May 2026, officers of the boarding and rummaging unit boarded the vessel upon its arrival from the Dangote refinery to conduct routine documentation and compliance procedures in line with the provisions of the NCS Act 2023. During the exercise, it was discovered that the vessel lacked complete documentation, particularly the mandatory last port clearance required from the port of origin. In line with established procedures, officers granted the vessel's agent a 2-day period to provide the outstanding document while the vessel was lawfully sealed and placed under customs control pending compliance. Contrary to the directive issued by the service, officers subsequently received intelligence on Wednesday, 27 May 2026, that the vessel had commenced discharge operations without obtaining the requisite customs clearance and while still under official customs seal. Upon mobilization to the terminal, officers encountered resistance from security personnel stationed at the facility. Notwithstanding the obstruction, officers gained lawful access to the premises. They directed the shipmaster to immediately discontinue the unauthorized discharge activity and report to the enforcement unit to provide official statements regarding the incident. The vessel was thereafter resealed in accordance with extant procedures. The service wishes to state categorically that the shipmaster was not arrested at any point but was only invited to make statements as part of ongoing investigations. The actions taken by the officers of the NCS were fully supported by the provisions of the Nigerian Customs Service Act 2023, particularly sections 30 to 35 related to customs controls, inspections, examination of goods, verification of documentation, and enforcement within customs control zones. Okay, so this is more like the customs side of the story. And our take from this is that nobody is actually above the law. So it is wrong for anybody to assume that the Nigerian customs were acting, contrary to set down procedures. They were acting according to the rules of engagement. The documentations were not complete, and they requested, and they even gave a 2 days, opportunity to the captain and his crew to ensure that all documentations are put in place. But then, sometimes the Nigerian factor is, do you know who I am? And that is what has played out. But kudos to the Nigerian customs that they had it in control and that everything went, smoothly. So, to Nigerians, when you have to deal with the authorities, it's always good to allow rule of law to prevail, allow people to do their jobs. We must not say because we're highly connected or something like that, then we would all break the laws and begin to, do anyhow and any which way we want. So I'm totally in support of the actions taken by the men and women of the Nigerian customs in ensuring that the right thing is done. Cambodia sets May 31st exit deadline for Africans. The General Department of Immigration under the Ministry of Interior has directed all African nationals, including citizens of Ghana, Kenya, Cameroon, Uganda, and other countries, to leave Cambodia on or before May 31st. In a circular issued by the Director General of the General Department of Immigration, Lieutenant General Som Sofek, and approved by the Secretary of State of the Cambodia Ministry of Interior, General Sa Shokha, the government stated that the waiver granted to African nationals would officially end on May 31st, 2026. All foreign nationals whose fines have been cleared must leave Cambodia on or before 31st of May 2026. Any foreign national who enters, remains, or is found in Cambodia from 1st of June 2026 will be arrested at the airport or any location and shall serve a jail term of 2 years and pay a penalty of 8,000 US dollars before being allowed to leave Cambodia, the government said. The Cambodian government further stated that Cambodian police would begin arresting any foreigner found at any hideout in Cambodia from June 1st, 2026 for overstaying, and would hand over arrested individuals to immigration authorities for legal action. Well, I don't know what is happening in the world. We seem to be losing our humanity. We have South Africa in one hand asking blacks to leave South Africa. I mean, we're talking of other African countries. They have been asked by South Africa to leave their country. Now we have Cambodia asking African nationals to also leave their country. So what is going on? But you see, in all of this, what is the message? What are we taking home as Africans, as the black race? We're said to be, the black race is said to be, the most populous race. But what are we doing? This is a simple message to the African leaders. You guys need to sit down and develop our country. You need to sit down and ensure that the African continent is developed to a point where no African would want to leave his country in search of a greener pasture in another country. Because no matter how far you travel, no matter which country you go to, you are still seen and looked upon as an illegal immigrant. You are not seen as a citizen, so to say. They still treat you as someone who has no place, who have no right to be there. So African leaders, you guys need to sit up. You guys, I keep saying it and I'll say it again. Those who demarcate Africa are their leaders. Because the leaders are not doing what they're supposed to do. The leaders are not taking steps to ensure that there's development, there's infrastructure, there's a good life for the people. But when you provide the things that the people need as a government, no African would go out of Africa seeking for greener pasture. So African leaders, please, African leaders, this idea of African leaders stealing money from their countries and sending it abroad to help develop these countries, and when you finish using your own country's resources that you have stolen to develop these countries, they still treat your people like tissue paper. So please, it is time for us in Africa to wake up. It is time for us in Africa to begin to think Africans. Let us collectively develop Africa for Africans. Nigerian Shippers Council resolves operational issues between CFAX and AGL Logistics. The Nigerian Shippers Council, in demonstrating the effective economic regulatory role, the Executive Secretary, Chief Executive Officer of the Council, Dr. Akuta Pius, has intervened and resolved the operational issues between CFAX Group and AGL Logistics over the berthing of a vessel operated by AGL Logistics. The Council's intervention further reaffirmed the NCS's commitment to seamless port operations, trade facilitations, and industrial harmony within the maritime sector. The Council also emphasizes the need for optimal utilization of terminal facilities and the protection of Nigeria's maritime image through sustained collaboration among industry stakeholders. The engagement concluded with a mutual resolution on cargo evacuation and improved operational synergy among parties involved. The management of CFAX and AGL expressed their appreciation for the Council's quick intervention and commended the NSC boss and the Council for their effective regulatory role. Well, I mean, everybody has been saying, oh, Nigerian Shippers Council, what are you guys doing? Nigerian Shippers Council, we have issues, you don't come in. Nigerian Shippers Council, you're not keeping up to your calling as the regulator of the industry. But gradually, we see the Shippers Council coming out to do the right thing. We see the Shippers Council taking up that core responsibility of being a regulator within the industry. I mean, for me, it's kudos to the Nigerian Shippers Council. I'm very happy with this, because now they are beginning to show that truly they are the economic regulator and they are playing the role perfectly well. So it's a good one. We're happy about it, and we believe that in no distant time, the act setting up the NSC will be signed into law by Mr. President, so that they can have everything they need to be able to effectively regulate the industry. Customs seeks stronger media partnership to boost stakeholders' awareness, national development. The Nigerian Customs Service has reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening collaboration with the media as a strategic partner in promoting stakeholder awareness, public trust, and national development. This formed the focus of a media parley held on Monday at the Kano Jigawa Area Command Headquarters, Abulai Diko Inde Conference Hall, Bompai, Kano. The event, organized by the National Public Relations Unit, anthemed building synergy between the media and customs for enhanced stakeholders' awareness and national development, brought together senior custom officers, journalists, and members of the Nigerian Union of Journalists from Kano, Jigawa, Kaduna, and Katsina states. Speaking during the engagement, the National Public Relations Officer of the NCS, Abdullahi Mewada, described the media as a critical partner in nation building and public enlightenment. The media serves as a vital bridge through which government policies, customs procedures, trade regulations, and enforcement activities are communicated to stakeholders and the general public, he said. Mewada noted that under the leadership of Adewale Adeniyi, the CGC, the service has intensified reforms in trade modernization, digital transformation, intelligence-driven enforcement, stakeholders engagement, and institutional transparency. According to him, the reforms are aimed at building a more responsive, accountable, technology-driven, and people-oriented customs administration capable of supporting national economic growth. He urged journalists to sustain professionalism, fairness, and responsible reportage, stressing that accurate and timely media coverage remains essential as customs operations continue to evolve. I mean, we on this show and we on VOP, we have always insisted that it's more than important, so to say, for Nigerian customs to always engage the stakeholders. Because the stakeholders are the ones who will take the news, who will take the message to all nooks and crannies of the country. So it's a wonderful parley. It's a welcome development that the NCS, Nigerian Customs Service, and others have seen the need to get involved and to engage stakeholders, engage the journalists, so that the message of the Nigerian Customs Service as relates to ease of doing business can get to the grassroots. And so yes, I give a kudos to the Nigerian Customs, to especially the media team for the good work they're doing in ensuring that the good works of the Nigerian Customs reaches to all Nigerians. Customs records revenue surge, major anti-smuggling breakthroughs. The Custom Area Controller of the Nigerian Customs Service, Semi-Border Command, Controller Abdullahi Kela, has recorded a major boost in revenue generation and anti-smuggling operations, with the command generating 9.79 billion and intercepting prohibited items worth over 501 million within few months of his assumption on duty. Speaking during a media briefing at the command, Controller Kela said the command achieved a 448% increase in revenue compared to the same period in 2025, attributing the growth to operational reforms, enhanced compliance measures, and improved stakeholders' engagement. He noted that the semi-border corridor remains strategic to regional trade under the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme and the African Continental Free Trade Area, stressing that the command remains committed to facilitating lawful trade while preventing economic sabotage. As part of its anti-smuggling operations, the command intercepted 800 parcels of suspected cannabis sativa, alongside several cartons of unregistered pharmaceutical products, including codeine-based syrups and sexual enhancement drugs without NAFDAC certification. Kela also disclosed the seizure of foreign rice, vegetable oil, premium motor spirit, spaghetti, and used clothing during separate enforcement operations, with the total duty paid value estimated at over 501 million. According to him, the command has intensified intelligence-led patrols and surveillance across land and maritime routes to deny smugglers operational freedom. He urged traders and border communities to embrace lawful business practices, warning that smugglers and their collaborators would face strict enforcement measures. To compliant traders, and compliance remains the safest, fastest, and most effective pathway for international trade, he stated. Well, honestly, the semi-border is doing so well right now, and we can see, their progress is moving forward, and in terms of compliance, in terms of ensuring that contrabands do not enter into the country, they're doing so well. Especially this issue of hard drugs. We come to the ports in Lagos, they're there. You go to the border line, they're there. You go to the sea, they're there. But the customs is there, and they are already proving their width. They're showing that yes, it cannot be Uhuru as usual. Ogu Customs foils smuggling of military illicit drugs. Operatives of the Nigerian Customs Service, Ogu 1 Area Command, have intercepted a luxury passenger bus conveying military camouflage uniforms and illicit drugs valued at about 259.6 million naira along the Shagamu-Orebini Expressway. The interception followed an intelligence-driven operation carried out in the early hours of Sunday. Speaking with journalists in Idioroko, the acting customs area controller Oladapo Afeni, said the bus, which had no registration number, was intercepted while heading towards the eastern part of the country. Mr. Afeni explained that a thorough search of the vehicle uncovered 197 parcels of military camouflage, trousers and shorts, 5 complete camouflage uniforms, 32 camouflage innerwears, and 32 camouflage tops, as well as large quantities of synthetic cannabis known as Loud and Colorado. He said 2 suspects linked to this consignment were arrested, adding that preliminary investigation indicated that the military uniforms were meant for unauthorized persons. Mr. Afeni warned that the illegal movement of military regalia poses a serious security threat, as criminals often use such items to impersonate security personnel and commit crimes. I mean, for me, this is a wonderful, wonderful breakthrough. We cannot allow non-state actors to roam around and behave as if they are state actors. You and I know what would have happened if this camouflage had gotten into the system. It means that, criminals can actually wear them and pose as military officers and then begin to harass innocent citizens. So I give kudos to Mr. Afeni for the diligent job they're doing in safeguarding lives and properties, especially now that Nigeria is facing serious insecurity threat. This is not the time for camouflage of the military to be found in the hands of hoodlums and criminals. So it's a good one. Congratulations to the Nigerian Customs Service. We ask you to keep up the good work. Chief, sir, do you have you want to contribute to this? The news of the seizure made by the Ogo Customs Command. They were able to foil the smuggling of military regalia and illicit drugs to the southeast.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a very welcome development. The issue still remains that Nigeria has quite a very wide borders, and they are quite wide and overwhelming that any serious-minded smuggler can always find a way to smuggle in things the way they are. Among the borders we have, one, this kind of seizure is made. What about several others that are either not very well manned or not even manned at all? What goes in there? It goes on to showing that major part of the insecurity we have stem more from the civilians that more than we are even calling the government. Government is a general thing where the civilians and the government and the people in government have to work together to be able to achieve the goal of peace we are looking for.
Now, if we look at that, let's also look. Earlier on, I read about semi-border, and we also talked about, the fact that they were able to achieve a 448% increase in revenue, and also they were able to, arrest some drugs that were coming into the land border. Looking at it, it looks more like our land border is becoming too porous.
The land border has always been a challenge, because no country will have land borders as wide as we have and not have the kind of encumbrances we have in getting them effectively policed and it's
secured.
Yes, it's difficult. It's difficult, certainly difficult. If you judge the number of custom officers we have, judge the number of policemen we have, judge the number of immigration officers we have, if you sum them up and decide to put them every kilometer, one personnel, it can't go round, because it is quite if you look at the littoral states, how many states do we have along the Atlantic Ocean? You understand? And then we have quite a number of countries having borders from Central Africa to the rest of West Africa. These are borders, and majority of them are land, but only very few are water borders that we have. So it's a Herculean task to have an effective border control. It's difficult. So kudos to what I have to say about that of Semeboda is about management. If the management is effective, if the manager, who is supposed to be the controller, is a man of ideas, he will be able to create ways.
Innovations.
Yes, innovations to be. If you are creative and innovative enough to relate with your responsibility, results like this definitely will come up.
All right. Blue Economy Ministry applauds Shippers Council for driving fairer, faster ports. The Nigerian Shippers Council took center stage at the 2026 International Civil Service Conference exhibition in Abuja, demonstrating its drive for efficiency, stakeholder engagement, and regulatory reforms in the nation's maritime sector. Guided by the theme Reforms, Resilience, and Results, the international conference served as a collaborative hub for public service leaders dedicated to transform service delivery and institutional structures. The Council leveraged the exhibition to demonstrate its impact as Nigeria's port economic regulator. In particular, it emphasized its robust stakeholder collaboration, pivotal role in industry dispute resolution, and strategic initiatives to drive fair trade and port efficiency. Speaking at the Council's exhibition booth, Blue Economy Permanent Secretary Fatima Sugra Mahmood highly commended the Nigerian Shippers Council for championing fairness and productivity across the nation's ports. Mahmood expressed satisfaction with the Council's stakeholder outreach and the robust presentation of its regulatory duties. The international gathering further functioned as a vehicle for debates on public sector overhaul and digital transformation. I mean, before now, stakeholders have always called out the Nigerian Shippers Council, and their grounds with the Shippers Council is that they feel that the Shippers Council has not been living up to her role as the economic regulator. And Shippers Council too has always come out to say, look, the law, the act establishing us, giving us the power to do certain things has not been passed. So for that, we can only do some level of mediation, some level of engagement and all of that. But I noticed that since this year, the Shippers Council seems to be more on top of her game in trying to carry everybody along, the stakeholders, the shipping lines, the clearing agent, putting everybody together and making them understand their role in the society and ensuring that there is harmony amongst them, So this kind of recommendation coming now, I think it's a good one. It simply means that the Nigerian Shippers Council needs to do more to gain the trust of the actors and participants within the industry. So,
well, we in the industry, being we are customers at the same time consumers, all in one go, we are amongst the first people who advocated for creation of a good an umpire like a regulator. I remember that we even recommended the appointment of, or whatever reason, appointment of the Nigerian Shippers Council as an economic regulator. We even went further to recommend Nigerian Ports Authority as a technical regulator and several other institutions, so to say. The problem of Nigerian Shippers Council earlier now before now had been not having the legal impetus to operate within the ambits of the responsibility given to them. But having been properly and legally been given the strength to go about there, there's nothing, they already know that they have nothing whatsoever as reasons to give for not performing. So I would not say kudos yet, because it is rather early in the morning to
I totally agree with you on that. But then you see, we on this show, we believe that if you do something good, if you exercise, if you carry out your responsibilities well, we should be able to say, okay, you've done something that we find interesting, something that we find that we think that is the right thing for you to do. So that's why we say kudos to them, and we believe that a lot of things would work out. So, but like you said, it's not yet Uhuru.
Yes.
But trust me, it will become Uhuru very soon.
I believe you. And
So-
I thank God that I know you. I will always call you.
We will always be here. We will always be here.
Yeah.
All right, so it's still the Maritime and Border Show, and like I said, we have our guest for today is Chief Pius Ujubuno.
Ujubongo.
Ujubono, yes, Chief Pius Ujubono. He's joined in looking at the news, joined in the analysis of the news, and interestingly, my co-host, who has been caught in traffic all this while, just came in. So, Tilly, you're welcome.
Oh, thank you so much,
You're dressed
Francis.
like somebody that just came out of Iceland under the heat.
I've been under the weather for a couple of days now, so I needed to dress like this.
Sorry.
Well, the problems in the country. I got caught up in the traffic. Had this period.
All right. So welcome. We just finished the news item. So we're now going to go straight to issues. Dilly,
Yeah.
you want to start off since you are coming in now? Let me allow you. I've been talking.
Okay. Yeah. Now this is the Maritime and Border Show on VOP 90.3 FM. Listeners, thank you for joining in again today. My name is Dilio Tommy once again. Today we are here with Chief Pius Ujubono, and of course he's a maritime expert. A whole lot of things have been happening within the maritime sector. Seizures, declarations, a whole lot of things. One thing that gets me so annoyed, one of the things we talk about in this on this show, is the issue of the proliferation of drugs, all manner of drugs. Is it medicaments that have expired, or that have the threshold for recommended within the country is so high, yet people bring these things in. And again, the issue of different types of cannabis sativa and cannabis indica coming into the country is become a daily affair. I get worried so much. This week alone.
Dilly, are you saying you're getting worried? I don't think you are worried, because I have given a solution to the government.
You're an advocate for the firing squad.
Yes,
For
if you begin to bring in hard drugs into this country, the hard drugs you're bringing in is damaging our youths, who are the future of tomorrow. You are destroying families. You are destroying households. So why would you treat such a person with kid's glove rather? For me, if you are caught bringing in hard drugs into this country, you should face the firing squad. So when you say you are getting disturbed, I'm wondering where the disturbance is coming from. When you are saying that they should give them a second chance.
I didn't say a second chance. There should be stiff penalty, but not capital punishment.
Already we have a stiff penalty, which comes down to jail terms. And even at that, these guys are not relenting.
My man, I think the problem is that we are not actually enforcing the law well enough. People smuggling these things, and most cases when these things are, gotten, they are the people who imported these things are not apprehended. And of course, we know that for you to get certain things, you have to either follow the paper trail or the money trail. Why is it that loophole that those things are not followed? I don't know if I'm making any sense, Chief.
Well, any government is only deserving of its own citizens.
Okay.
Any government is deserving of its own citizens.
Yeah.
And majority of the things that are irregular within norms of any government should be traceable to the governing style or the governance.
Okay.
If you have a starving populace, number one desire for any deserving person is to get food.
Yeah.
If you have an impoverished citizenship, number one desire is for each citizen to find basic need. Let me give you an example. Within the mainland, from Yaba to this place where we are, it is almost impossible to get a 2-bedroom flat for 3 million.
That's the initial amount you pay for staying in that place.
Yes.
The rent, yearly rent.
No, that I think it means that includes everything.
No, rent.
Yearly rent.
Yearly
Yes.
rent for 3 bedroom
3 million.
flat.
Yes.
Okay.
And I doubt if there are up to 2,000 Nigerians that earn as that much as annual salary. You understand? Even government buildings put out for sale. Some of the governments want you to pay one payment, down
payment.
Yes.
Not installmental.
Not installmental.
And the rates are very high.
And the rates are high. Some of them 11, 12, 15, 20 million. And then, what salaries do you pay? What wages do you pay? And you set these wages for your citizen that you pay so little an amount of money. The next thing that follows it is desperation. Let me tell you, even death penalty will even escalate it. Historically, we knew when Buhari made death penalty.
Yeah.
Some people died. And that was when majority of Nigerians now decided to take that suicidal risks of going to bring in the drugs. If they fail, let them die than be in poverty. So many people hate poverty more than they hate every other thing. So they would rather die than remain poor. It has to do with the government being compassionate, which is supposed to be number one reason for governance.
All right, sir, hold your thoughts there. If I'm right from what you're saying, you're like saying, no, we are back to where we started from. And being back is that we're being pushed back into poverty. In other words, you're collaborating what United Nations have said, that 150 million Nigerians are living in multidimensional poverty. And so, in the quest to come out of that multidimensional poverty, people are now forced to do whatever it takes
to meet up.
So what is the
and there also goes the reason why I say let's not apply the death penalty for this kind of thing. The society has generally failed.
Dilly, if I were you, let me interject. If I were you, let me not make any suggestions. If the government wants to introduce capital punishment, which is death, let them do so. And then let the Bureau for which one gives us data? Bureau for
National Office of Bureau of Statistics.
Give us the number of people who are in the death row. The amount of people, the number of people, will either give government good reasons for saying, we have done well, or embarrass the government by the number of people they are going to execute. If you are going to be executing at minimum of 100 or 200 or 300 or 500 people,
it's an embarrassment.
It's an embarrassment. So I guess what we should do is to apply social psychology Apply it and know, how does this government, how is it impacting on the people? Why are people taken to crime even when they know that they will die in the process? Is it not foolhardy for somebody to go and do something that will take his life? Instead of in reducing it, it's supposed to be a deterrent. The reason for death is for deterrent.
Yeah.
Yet it does not deter. Instead, it spurs people to go into it more and more.
It means that the government has failed.
Yes, because when you look at how the government goes about it, you find out that it leaves more to be desired. You understand? You understand? I know where I lived. I know the number of places I lived in Lagos. I know the reasons why I moved from one place to another to another. It's not even convenience. People don't move out of their houses today
Because of
convenience. No, they move because of affordability.
Necessity.
Some people, if it continues this way, people will be coming to work in Lagos from Ikperu as far as Ikperu, Ibadan.
It's already happening.
It's already
You understand? And the government is not even trying to work towards that. If you get a light rail along this corridor, people can live anywhere, and in 1 hour they can come to Lagos and back.
In less than 1 hour.
Or in other places. If the government is thinking towards these areas and they are getting alarmed over these things, we will be able to say, government, we are with you. I am not saying I'm not with the government. I'm not saying so, because I have children. Those who are going to be destroyed are our children. So nobody is free.
Which is true.
Nobody
And that is where the pain lies.
Nobody is free. But the government of any nation is deserving of their citizens.
All right, now that you're talking about government and deserving of our citizens, today is the 31st of May. It appears that the whole month of May, countries spent time chasing away non-nationals. We saw it happen in South Africa. We saw it happen in Ghana. We saw it happening in Cambodia. Cambodia has given today as a deadline for non-nationals to leave their country. And that if you are caught after today, you will spend 2 years in prison and pay $8,000. So where does this leave the whole of Africa? Because Cambodia is saying Africans leave Cambodia. South Africa is saying other African nations leave South Africa. Where does this leave Africans? Where does it leave Nigerians?
Okay, do you know the philosophy behind UNESCO? The philosophy behind UNESCO is to pick small children, young enough, and concentrate in their threats, on the threats you see in those children, to be able to find out what endowments are there in those children, and you catch them young.
Exactly.
Before your child is 8, you'll be able to know this child can sing very, very, very well. You'll be able to now, channel that child's interest towards singing. If that child is very technical, you will see the child restlessly working on every single thing. If you buy a toy for that child, the child will dismember the toys and want to assemble it. Or if immediately you buy a phone, the child picks it up and the next thing you see your phones dismembered. You find out that this child is towards this.
Yeah.
Now, our curriculum, our social enlightenment system, our community and economic planning, where is it geared towards? The moment the government has not kept any of this environment clean and free for expression of all these various endowments in children, children just grow to adulthood. They do what adults do, get old and die like old men die. So, like water find its level. Any child that is above 15, going to 20, will be troubled as to what will I become.
Exactly.
If he can't find it within the immediate environment, he will go to a secondary environment. If he can't find it in secondary environment, he will run far away to go and express him or herself. I know a boy who failed secondary school here. He had, out of 8 subjects, he had 5 fails. 5 F.
So he had only 3 passes.
He had only 3 passes. But he found himself in Sweden. When he got to Sweden, they discovered that he was a wonderful high jumper. But because he was poor at understanding, it's difficult to impart.
Okay.
They withdrew him and started training him. By the time they did, the guy became a champion in piano. He became one of the best pianists you can find in Sweden. And then a school was set up. He was running the school and became an elite. So if we need to go back to the drawing board. The Nigerian going to South Africa to go and live. Most of them don't go there like we come from Anambra to come to Lagos. No. It is it's immigration. You have moved from your place to some other place. Yeah. The culture is different. The environment is different. The perception is different. Even you yourself, personality is different. The way you are viewed is different from the way you'll be viewed at home. So even the government itself, the way we are even wired here at home, even our custom, our culture here,
it's been bastardized.
Has made you an individual.
Yeah.
Your name is Delu Utomi. If your child is whatever Utomi it is, no state in Nigeria will accept that child as their indigenous, except either.
Except the Delta where I come from.
No, some Igbo, some Anambra or Imo people may have Utomi.
Okay.
Those are the areas where that child may be accepted.
Flourish. Okay.
May be accepted as a citizen.
Let me ask. While we're still on this, let me ask a question on it.
You know, he's still on the question you asked about the people being threatened to.
I know. Because now he has brought it back home. And we're talking about indigenization.
Yes.
Let me ask. If we keep preaching one Nigeria, I will say the unity of Nigeria is not negotiable. Why have we continued with a path that leads to disintegration rather than unifying us by saying state of origin instead of state of residence?
Well, I wish I could answer you. I wish I could answer you because even if the federal government makes it their wish, let me not say their law, majority of these problems start from the local government to state government. Most Nigerians are suspicious of the other person. Once your language is different from mine, I suspect that you will not be thinking of what I think about myself. You understand? So that division is there. The state of residence, let me give you one good reason I think is part of the reasons why these things happen. Some ethnic groups are not as migrant as others. Mm-hmm. There are some who are very itinerant. You find them virtually everywhere. They are the people who want the population of the world to explode so that they can thrive. So wherever they go and they find the population busty, they will look for the things that the people are not doing and they start doing it for them. And it becomes a trade for them. And before the people who are not doing that realizes, they have made the people who are doing the things they are not doing rich. And when you find somebody has done what you are not doing, and he's doing it, and you are looking at him, you don't know what he's doing, but he's doing what you are not doing. You find him as being rich. The next thing is to feel threatened. South Africans, particularly, are threatened by Nigerians. They are threatened by Nigerians because Nigerians got into that place, started doing what the South Africans are not doing, and themselves who are South Africans, that they start patronizing these things that they ought to have been doing, that other people are doing, and by the time they realize it, the people who are doing this have become rich. The next thing is threat, and the man is saying, "You have taken my job," while the job was there before he came. The only thing they see as job is the one that is in the office. But if you're not creative, you won't be able to create employment. It happened to us. It happened between us and Ghana. When Ghanaians came here, they were very creative, very creative. Some of them stooped as low as shoe shiners.
Selling of bonds all over the place.
Some of them were itinerant tailors. Some of them started doing several things. Some became tanker drivers. Instead of going to the far stream to go and fetch water, we were waiting for Ghanaians to come and supply us water, and we paid them. And before you knew it, they started getting by. And those who could not understand what they were doing saw them as taking their jobs. Meanwhile, these jobs were there before you came. So I think we really need a total reorientation. We have NOA, National Orientation Agency.
Please don't go there, sir.
Okay.
That organization is moribund, and it's not something anybody should talk about, because the whole essence of establishing it.
I wish I would believe this your bogus sentence.
No, but that's the truth.
Moribund.
It is
dead.
It is dead.
Okay. I'm not sharing your opinion, but
I mean, you said we have.
You may say that they are there just by name.
No, you said we have. Have you heard of them in recent times?
the office still is there. I think they are attached to the Ministry of Information.
They are just like NNPCL.
Yeah, they do jingles from time to time.
So they are there.
They are just like NNPCL.
No, when they bring out their jingle, what is the content? When they bring out their jingle, what is the content? How often have you made their jingle a topic of discussion in this your station?
Do we see their jingles? I have never, I've not seen a jingle in a long time.
Their jingles are placed on government-owned radios and TV stations. That's what I can say about that.
What kind of jingles?
I saw one a few days ago. So
what was it about, sir?
They are talking about preaching unity.
Because if I understand,
if they are talking about,
excuse me, sir.
If they are talking about preaching unity, especially now that Nigeria seems to have gotten so low, they should be innovative. When I was growing up, we used to see their buses.
Are you grown now?
Yeah, I am. I mean, I have kids, so I can always tell my kids the same. But when I was growing up, when I was in primary and secondary, we used to see their buses with their loud speakers moving
and their jingles were so effective.
Yes, moving from
I can still remember
one local government, one ward to another. But today you don't see that. You don't see that.
Well, I as lawyers say, I put it to you that we have Nigerian orientation, National Orientation Agency. The only thing is how well they are, the way they are empowered to serve is what we don't know. But as for existence, they still do exist. If they are not doing what they are supposed to do, like we have said things about Shippers Council, let what was done for Shippers Council be done for them, and let us assess their response to that.
All right, let's come to...
The message is coming in.
And we'll come to that. Let me ask him another question. Let's come to the issue of Bidogu. You are in the industry, and how would you rate Bidogu since it came on board vis-a-vis the national single window?
Well, we had Bidogu as a very creative policy that was brought in by Nigerian Customs. It's a very wonderful and noble development that the Nigerian Customs will on their own develop a homegrown policy and pushed it to the level that it got before the national window came in. Bidogu was almost stabilizing. It was almost stable. In fact, it's more or less like a precursor to the NSW that we had. It's like preparing people for what was coming their way. So Bidogu, by my own assessment, was not a failure. It was not a failure.
No, we're not talking about failure. We're saying, since its inception to date, how has it helped the ease of doing business?
Ease of this is a wide things to say. It's a very wide
Nebulous.
thing to say. Yes, because the ease of doing business has a lot of factors involved in. Even the national single window as we have presently is having some teething problems, having to, you understand, cascade through all the factors that will make it work. And of course, the willingness on the driver, which is the government. The ultimate driver of all these policies are government. If the government is strong enough and puts the rules there and the enforcers there, you understand, so many things that are put in place to control. The controls will be there, and then there will be fluidity. But a situation where you say, go right, and even in the process of going right, there are checkpoints. And those checkpoints, you find out that those checkpoints are not checking to enhance. You understand? They are checking to aggrandize. You understand? So you find out that the ease wouldn't be as easy as expected.
So I just want to ask you this: the process 846 for, is it 846 for this non-standard vehicle? Is it still with, in light of Bodogu and the national single window? Is it still in operation?
Yeah, it's still.
So how
still
does it work?
Of course, it's these are all smart moves made by customs. Smart moves, wonderful moves.
Please explain the 846 first before.
The 846 at a particular time, the use of the importation of used vehicles was almost being discouraged. You understand? It was being discouraged, like Ghana did, though not exactly the same way Nigeria did. Ghana did it. The older the vehicle you bring in, the higher the duty you pay.
Okay.
You understand? So somehow, we found out that the government insists on customs revenue. And when they introduced some of these policies, the revenue was not bulging, it was plummeting.
Okay.
And somebody has to be in business. And somebody has to be seen to be doing business. So, and the human faculty is not empty. It's always thinking.
Yeah.
And once something that could be latched on came out in their thought, they named it as 846, more or less like a stopgap. If you bring in A to Z, we can do it by this process. You understand? And so doing, those who can pay continued bringing in, and we continued in our business, and we continued declaring our revenue. Is that not what the government wants? Well, government wants revenue from import. So we have been declaring revenue. Some of them have been overshooting their revenues. I don't know how else you want me to describe it.
No, in line, I'm just asking, with Bodogu and national single window, I thought there was a time where people were calling for its abrogation. I mean, cancelling of the 846 because of the incidents of abuse. What is it now, in light of the digital platforms that we have? It's supposed to discriminate between standard and non-standard vehicles.
Even as it was and as it is, there has always been a discrimination between standard and non-standard.
You can't throw that out.
It is inherent. There is nothing you can do about it. You understand me? We have vehicles that are over number of years given by government to bring in. As at today, the law permits vehicles that are not more than 20 years to come in. Vehicles that are within 12 to 15 years to come in. Anything beyond that is assumed to be a non-standard. Yes, a non-standard. But you find out that there are certain kinds of vehicles, especially SPVs, special purpose vehicles. You understand? If you insist on that number of years,
You push them out.
We will even run into issues. Some construction companies may not have dumpers.
Okay.
Yes. Some haulage, those who are into haulage may not have trailers.
Even waste disposal people.
Yes. So when you look, I would always, I'm an advocate of change management. I'm into advocacy. I'm into change management advocacy. Before you set up any change, anything that will change the system,
study the system.
Study the system. Educate the people who are supposed to benefit from the system. Let us know where it was tried and how it worked, how many years it worked, when it started failing, what made it fail. What is the anthropology of the people that you introduce, that you learned the thing from? What is their geography, their topography? You understand? What is the level of comfortability? What has the government provided for the citizens that will always make them comply to? You understand me? We don't have metro line here. We don't even have a free bus system. We don't have a free maritime water transport network. And you want any bus that is more than 15 years not to be brought in here. How many brand new buses do we have? How many investors can invest in them? What is the product? Is there anywhere in the central bank or in the commercial buses where those who want to invest in transportation can go and take loan? By the time you look at all this, before you introduce any policy, you must know that this and that factor are the things that will inhibit certain policies. You don't just wake up and you hear that this happened in Ghana and you go and copy it. If you bring it here, definitely there are bound to be this. And I don't know the level of feedback mechanism
in place.
All right. Can I read a bit of the news?
Yeah, go ahead.
Coming in? Okay. This person is reacting to the issue of drug. He says drug business is deep. You'll be surprised that one or two persons you know is involved one way or the other secretly. For example, Colos, aka Colorado, world's cheapest and deadliest drug. It has remained since same price as low as 500 for more than 5 years. Just one puff and you are gone. It's deliberate to keep the youths insane. It is well, it says. Another one is coming in. It says VOP, Maritime, Mr. Chilaka and gentlemen, good day. The topic you mentioned about xenophobia. Our country has failed in caring for their citizens. In sense of this, what do you expect from other clans? Best regards from Mazi Ibe. Okay, another one says, get well soon, Dilo Tommy. Oh, thank you very much. Please, what's your guest name? He is very good. Of course, he's Chief Pius Ujuwonu. He's a maritime expert. Okay, that's about it for now. So, Chief.
No, there's another one. Let me take that one.
Okay.
It says, good afternoon, crew. I'm enjoying your program. Please, there is no National Orientation Agency again. Oracle from Orili.
Okay, there is another one. Maritime show people, good afternoon. It's obvious some people cannot wish this country well except Obi governs this country, Nigeria. How can someone say any National Orientation Agency is moribund with their numerous jingles about one citizen code campaigns every day on television and radio? Like I said, it's mainly on government-owned platforms, radio and TV, and most people may not be watching those. And that's my own opinion anyway. And he continued, and many witnesses and beneficiaries coming on air to testify to many advantages they got. Our amiable President Tinubu has said that some people need Jigibola to see and identify even things that are glaring. Imagine only one person arguing with two, even in studio. I am Ahmad. Okay, Ahmad.
All right, Ahmad, thank you. But I've noticed that every message you've sent, we keep storing your message. Every message you sent, you're always attacking the studio. You're always attacking people. You think that people don't believe in this government, but you're getting it wrong. You're not more Nigerian than myself, and you're not more Nigerian than the people in the studio. The point is that we have all decided to allow our how do I put, ethnicity to becloud our sense of judgment. You know, when people are saying something, you should listen before you respond. Don't respond before you listen. So, Dilly, somebody just sent another message. God bless you, Chilaka, for that response to that message. It's a shame. No, we're not shaming anybody, but we're just, we need to put out the truth there. Unfortunately, a lot of Nigerians don't like the truth because they feel, where we are today is not where we're supposed to be. And when you raise those issues, they tell you, because it is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It has nothing to do with who is the president. Nigerians are in South Africa being killed. Nigerians in Nigeria are being killed. Yes, was it a few days back or 2 days ago? A retired Major General was kidnapped with his wife in this country.
And child.
In this country.
In Katsina.
And so when you talk about it, people think you are being
political.
No. We must say the truth. Today will be 2 weeks that children were kidnapped in Oyo and is it Borno State?
Yeah.
Then in the dean. Good. What have we done? We have all moved on.
No reaction.
Are we not ashamed as a people?
Either by speech or by
we have moved on.
Action.
We have moved on as a people. We don't care anymore. Our humanity has been thrown to the dogs. And so when you bring up these issues, people will think that you don't know what you're saying.
Chilaka, please temper your voice. These things raise your blood pressure.
No, my blood pressure is in check.
I wouldn't want. We don't have any doctor inside this.
You become an emergency doctor.
We don't have doctors. Or do you have a clinic? If you follow the Nigerian society, don't even blame government again, because there are governments.
A nation deserves the kind of leaders it gets.
Yes. The government may come up with a very strong policy that they are willing to police to the letter. The citizens will rise against the government, and pull the government to the ground. The problem there is the engagement. What is our style of engagement? Let me shock you with a story. My son, that is about 21 now, when he was in primary 2, he cried home. And I said, what happened? He said that the teacher sent him out. I said, what is the name of the teacher? He said the teacher's name is Yoruba.
Oh my goodness.
I felt alarmed. I had to follow him straight to the school. When I got to the school, I asked the teacher, why did you send my 3.5-year-old child home? He said that my child is very pugnacious. Okay, I said, okay, maybe he took after me because I was really a pugnacious person whilst young. What happened? That he was fighting with the boy's name was Ayo. I said, I called the Ayo to his side, and my boy, I wanted to know what the problem was. I found out that Ayo was my son's best friend, because there was hardly anything he told me that happened in the school without mentioning Ayo. Okay. So I took both of them home. I didn't bother again. They all go home, and I saw that Ayo was feeling very at home. I took 2 of them into the bathroom and gave them a cold bath, prepared lunch, because I didn't go to work that very day, and both of them got sleepy, and I made them sleep. The parents, by the time the parents couldn't find the boy in the school. Do you know the first place they came to? My house. I asked them, how do you know my house? He said, that David is my son's best friend, that he cannot follow, that they are sure he cannot follow anybody home except David. I said, okay. That David and Ayo fought in the school. And then when the teacher wanted to settle both of them, the teacher first of all inquired where my son came from. My son told him that he's from Anambra. Instead of knowing what happened between Ayo and David, he beat David, concluding that David was wrong.
Tribalism.
That is how you Igbo people do this. And my son by then didn't even know that he was Igbo.
Of course not now.
Because I don't emphasize it in my house. So that was how my son now know that the reason why the woman convicted him was because he was Igbo and the woman was Yoruba. So my son decided to call her Yoruba, not her name. The woman's name was Celine. So I had to match the woman to the head teacher. I said, do you know that some of your teachers are doing this in your class? Another scenario was my first son. The school voted my first son as the school senior prefect. The principal of the school could not recognize him as the senior prefect until he left the school. First of all, he was elected, the woman refused, they cancelled the election, they did the second election. My son had 71% the first election. When they did the second election, he had 78%. But it's still based on that. My son did not graduate from the school with the badge of a senior prefect. When I went to the school to ask the proprietress, she begged me not to talk about it. So I didn't talk about it. I went to the principal who did this. I said, what happened? He said that my son is sluggish, is that he cannot imagine, she couldn't imagine such a sluggish, daft, using such a strong word.
My goodness.
And my son is talking about, made 7 credits out of 8. Well, the person is calling a daft. So I now left them because it's my fault. If I took my children to the public school, I wouldn't even have time to go and check who called him this or called him that. I took them to a private school. I saw. So at a very tender age,
tribalism,
our children
have been divided,
indoctrinated
terribly.
So that's
even in some churches.
So that's where
even in some mosques.
So that's where the problem is.
So even the response that you read, you understand? Some of those people might have been pupils who went through such orientation. These are things I want our orientation agency to look into. It's something that needs to be researched into. I'm not absolving any ethnic group.
We're all in it.
Everybody is one way or the other deep into it. And that makes the Nigerian society a terrible one.
Take the remaining, I think there are a few messages.
Sorry, I'm taking
No. Take the messages so we can open the phone lines.
Okay. He says, well done, Prince Chilak and the guests in the studio. You people are really doing great. Please don't be discouraged in saying the truth. Have a blessed day from HRCBC Nwoko in Oshodi. That's about the only one that came in.
All right. So, as we know, this is the Maritime and Border Show. And we have Chief Pius with us, and we also have my friend Dilly, who has been. I hope he doesn't give us cough and running nose when we finish from the studio. So.
Can I read this one before you go on?
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. It says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Bro, that your son is a future Peter Obi. He's talking to Chief now. And if you take good care of him, he might be greater than Peter Obi. For him to pull 71% and later pull 78% shows his future is bright. I believe that's what will happen to Peter Obi's vote in the next election. We'll get more votes this time. This is from Chief Udo. But the boy has a...
Well, I'm grateful for him. I'm going to attach him to either Idili or Prince because the boy made a 2-1 in a mass communication. So
wow. That's brilliant.
Yes. So you guys,
congratulations, Chief.
Thank you. You guys will take him and mentor him properly.
No
yes.
problem. So as we said, this is an interactive show where we allow you, because we're here because you are there. I mean, if you're not there listening to us, obviously we won't be here. So we're going to open up our phone line so you can reach us and share your own views. 0700 903 903 903.
And also reach us on 0817 175 6338.
0803 6929 933. The 0817 56338 is our WhatsApp number. You can call us on that, or you can send us a message. I think we have our very first caller. Oh, hello. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Morning.
Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, my name is Sunday. I'm calling from Wishi.
You're welcome. Go ahead, sir.
In fact, I love what you are discussing here. Yeah, thank you. Well done. I have a similar experience. Let me just share it. During the time of election last 3 years ago, I remember there's a family that live beside me. So when I went to that, I said, "Are you not voting?" They said, "Vote for who?" Instead of them to vote for Igbo man, they rather vote for Tinubu. Even if Tinubu is a killer, they will vote for him because he comes from their side. Even if he's a murderer, they will vote him because he comes from their side. I say, why will you say that? They say, if I don't live here, they will wound me. I have to leave them. But as I'm telling you, like this year, one day they came to me and said, "Brother, things are very hard." No, I said, it's not hard yet, you. Instead of you to be sincere in your voting, you start to vote tribally. I said, that's one of those things that happen to those who vote tribally. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well, we try as much as possible to discourage people from being nepotistic, being tribalistic. For us, we just believe in one Nigeria, where everybody has equal opportunities to do their best. Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good afternoon, sir. Like that.
Afternoon, sir.
My name is Enyebuchi from Ijegu.
Okay, please go ahead.
Like the one I really observe of simply Friday and today is where I go hospital. If you see some better hospital, you choose people that is educated themselves, they had. You go see where you go see them put people, they don't feel write their name. If you say they write their name, you say them your name, you don't feel write them, they go say make you use their own mouth. You make sure the word or the whole word of their name. But even general hospital, no PC, they go say this one, they say Igbo, and they say no chance, this one, no chance. Everywhere now, they one kind disorganized because of tribalism. They call ourselves for Nigeria, one Nigeria. But tribalism have separate everything. Hospital, you go there, then go choose people who no go school because they speak their language. Nigeria have problem because their understanding too low, and tribalism is a big sickness that makes country can never grow unless as soon as they work hard like this. Like talking about rich life. Rich life is a life that accommodates everybody. It's not a tribalistic life can bring progress. It's a life that everybody is equal and care for one another. That's a rich life. So God bless you for a good work.
Bless you too. Thank you so much.
Some messages are coming in.
Okay, go ahead.
Good afternoon, gentlemen in the studio. I love you people. I love you people with your spoken words. Keep it up. Honestly, what is killing this country and what keeps us in the situation we are in now is tribalism. God bless us all. Let's save the future for our own good. This is from Colombo, from Ojekunle. Another one came in from the same Chifudo, another person, Chifudo. Even in our maritime industry, there's tribalism. He says, "I'm a clearing agent, and one of my Igbo brothers, who's my colleague, told me sometimes he uses another agent if the releasing officer is Yoruba, and use Hausa if the releasing officer is Fulani or Hausa, instead of him going by himself, because it makes his job easier. And the worst part of that tribalism only favors the political and some traditional leaders. And the earlier the citizens know this, the better for us, because our country can never move on if we continue like this." Chief, have you ever experienced that?
Before you go on, let's take this call. Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from, please. Hello? Hello? All right, Chief, he was asking you a question.
This man says that if he wants, at the time, if he knows that he's about to release his, his cargo, and the officer in charge is from Yoruba, he will send his Yoruba friend to go and help him release it. And it favors him that way. And if the man is Fulani or Hausa, we use a Fulani or Hausa person for releasing.
I find it difficult to place scenarios around this particular thing you are saying, because it is assumed that at our level, at the level of the officers we meet, majority of them are educated reasonably.
Yeah.
You understand? So, and issues we have is a work-based issue.
Okay.
For somebody to be afraid to go to somebody because he is Yoruba or because he's Hausa, he has
a complex.
a palpable fear.
Yeah.
Some fear that he cannot stand to explain. So he sends somebody who can go and play upon the emotion
Of the other person.
So that scenario is difficult to build around.
So
Hello,
it's mainly
hello,
because
hello,
of
good
the
afternoon.
person, not the officer.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, my Oga Jimmy and my mentor Chinaka.
Afternoon, sir. Your name, please.
Yeah, my name is Chris from Ogun State, Igbeta.
Okay, Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, so our visitor Ujibongo, he is sound. He's a one Nigeria like me. What I want to say is this: yes, what he said about all this xenophobia you see is afraid. And let me tell you what I'm afraid now, because the thing is coming down. It's happening from far now, but if we did not take time, it will still happening within. My brother, there is things going on in Maritime. Do you know that there are some group of boys now? Their business is to hijack container truck and the goods inside. You will make effort to get them. They will be in front of police and be telling you there is nothing anybody can do. 7 lawyers will follow them. Nothing will come out of that matter. That matter will be dragging till 10 good years. They will frustrate the truck owner. Now the truck owner will lose hope in Nigeria and travel out. Within some years, they will be telling them to go back to Nigeria. Such a person, how do you expect him to come back here? And if he did not come back here, they will kill him there. My brother, a lot is happening. I like what you people are doing. Let me pause so that my brothers can contribute. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
This is
There's another message coming in. It says, "Good afternoon, VOP. This is from Chima Surulere. What disturbs me most is the questionable silence and inaction on matters that should deserve attention. Alhaji El Rufai made an open confession that Mr. Peter Obi won the 2023 presidential election. Similarly, Shigumi said that the federal government knows the terrorists. Their locations are also known. No one commented. Neither was he arrested. What is happening in this country?" he asks.
well. This is not
A political
a
show.
political platform where we'll start talking about who won election. The courts have decided, and the Supreme Court has put paid to the winner of that election. Yes, there is insecurity in the land, but it's not. We just discuss it by passing. Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Good afternoon, Prince Francis Chilaka, Ili, and then our guest, Chifayo Jubono.
Good
I
afternoon.
greet you all. Good
Sir,
afternoon.
your name and where you're calling from, sir?
Go ahead. Your name, please.
You have Opiene Rules from Apapa.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
I want to commend you guys for a job well done,
Thank you, sir.
particularly the debate. His delivery today has been top notch, very in-depth and precise in his analysis. Then I think somehow today's program has actually tried to move away, a little away from maritime issues, and we are kind of like bringing in issues that what was this guy's name in your morning show that he deals with on daily basis. But all the same, it's good because this is the political era, and then I think our people need to be educated. Let's all begin to realize the dangers that ethnicity poses for our national development and growth. And like you said about National Orientation Agency, I totally agree with Prince Francis that they've gone moribund. I think that is you're not far from the truth. You know, it's high time we begin to make them realize and then take on the responsibility of trying to talk to our consciousness, to prick our consciences as people, as Nigerians. Let's first of all begin to see ourselves first as Nigerians before you talk about your tribe or wherever you come from. You know, that is one base of our development as a people. You know, but if you compare ourselves with Americans, an American will first of all tell you that, look, I am an American. Nobody tells you where in America he is from. That bottom line is that this person is an American and you cannot take it away from him. So the earlier we as a people begin to see ourselves as Nigerians, I think the better for us. Thank you very much for a job well done.
All right,
Thank you, Mr. Aderis.
Nero.
You know the thing is, people need to understand that in as much as it's all about maritime is not more like thrown away from our reality. It's not taken away from politics.
It's even a present.
Yes, but you know, we will continue to focus on our core area, but then we will always talk about the things that even affect the core area of our business. Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Afternoon, Mr. Silaka.
Afternoon, sir.
Yeah, greetings to your people there.
Chief Pius. And to
Chief Pius, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
So what really happened is that according to what he said,
your name, please.
What happened to him?
Hello, what's your name and where are you calling him from?
I'm Mr. Davis.
Okay.
I'm calling from Yaba.
Okay, go ahead.
So, what happened to his son or to his child is exactly what happened to my son. But thank God that I've been able to locate him to eastern part of Nigeria from Abia State anyway. See, this thing is getting out of hand. If you look at the number of people that is calling, they are mainly from the eastern part of the country. It just look as if that you are begging to be accepted in Nigeria. It's like that. We are not begging to be accepted in Nigeria. There's one, after if I drop this call, there's one video I'll send to you. This thing happened in Ladipo. That was last week, where people are calling Tinubu and the Basa to come and intervene. That Igbos are trying to take the business. The question is, this business is here before we came. So then do tell us that you came there with 9 balls, you came with empty nylon, now you are going with something. What kind of nonsense is that? If we cannot progress together, separate, let us go. We don't want even to belong to this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We're not here to preach
Disunity.
Yeah. What is happening or what has happened in Ladipo is unfortunate. People will always agitate, but we must find how to live with one another. Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Now I don't know. God bless you people.
Bless you too.
For this good work. Well, the scripture says, he who has ear, let him hear those two things. And then not only hearing it, but doing what he's hearing or she's hearing.
Your name,
sir? You've not told us your name and where you're calling from, sir.
Okay, it's my name. I'm calling you from Abulado.
Okay.
Sometimes I will not tell you lie, and that is truth. But that is the reason why they are some of them, not all, some are very, very good Yorubas. Some of them, whether it is because many of them are not traveling, like going to our side. I'm telling you the truth, I'm from Cross River. This thing is too much in this land, tribalism. It's not, as I'm telling you, still about 3 or 4 years ago, my voter's card, I said they should give me. Say, since the other time, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, before they did that general election, the number is still in Abuja, and they have brought you. There is one paper that is remaining. I will go. I think I am working in local government. I am working in ANEC headquarters. That even as I'm telling you today. So tribalism, you people should continue to talk to the. I don't know, they will not hear. Talk to them. And another thing, this seaport or this thing, Maritime, these containers, that is making us to buy that things are very, very costly. The way they are charging this container, one container will be maybe 10 million, 20 million. How how will that person, the person who has that container will not increase his price? After this, they want everybody to die. And if you talk, they will say that we are having a president. Say yes, they say we are having senators. In this country, say yes, there are people who are representing us. I don't know. And how can someone will not involve himself into crime in order to get money? This time, if somebody did not get money, it's like nothing. It is nothing. Nothing.
Right. Can you round up, sir? Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. So please carry on with your good work. God will continue to bless you people and bless our country. Tribalism, anybody you see at all, take him as your brother, as your sister, whether it's from anywhere or any religion that into. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. There are more messages coming.
Go ahead.
This one says, my question is, how do we make all the ports in Nigeria to be viable? Because the money President Tinubu borrowed in the name of Nigeria that every citizen will pay is only for Lagos ports alone. It is not good. Other regions should be given a sense of belonging to. This from Chifudo. Another one says, it's a fact that Nigerians from the major tribes are stakeholders in the annoying thing called tribalism. You cannot single out any tribe. When you go on social media, it's always insults and allegations, mostly amongst Igbos and Yorubas, going on at each other. Even on this radio station, which I find very disturbing. There's no program where callers don't express their ethnic bias and hate for other tribes. It is very disgusting that these things are done out of ignorance. The craziest part is that if you leave most of these tribalists to live among their own tribe, there will still be segregation against themselves. If dialect is not the problem, facial resemblance or leg length and shoe size will be the problem amongst people of the same tribe. A country with terrible leadership is a country with terrible people.
Before we jump in on that, let's get this call. Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Hello, good afternoon, Barrister Darlington.
This is not Barrister Darlington show, sir.
This is a Maritime and Border show with
Maritime and Border.
Yes,
good afternoon, Barrister Chilaka, right?
I am not a barrister.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Reckless Love of God.
Okay. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I really thank you people for what you are doing, the program you are really doing this afternoon. It's a wonderful one. God will bless you. God will keep blessing VOP family and everyone that's listening to VOP. You guys are doing a great talk. I just wanted to keep it up the way you are really hammering on this very tribalist theme of a thing. It's really affecting so much. So thank you and God bless you. Have a really nice day. God bless you, sir.
Bless you too.
Many more messages are coming in.
Okay, so
I always believe that corruption and tribalism are the main devils of Nigeria, and two of them are symbolic in nature, says Iziashi from Igondo. In my research, I find that corruption fuels tribalism. If a decisive action is taken against it, tribalism will fade away naturally. In that nobody will want his tribal person to suffer punishment arising from corruption. That's from, of course, Iziashi from Igondo. This one says, good afternoon, Prince Chilaka. Why have the Yorubas been demonized by this? Prince, you actually know that most Yorubas doesn't like this government. They call Yoruba man from Osun State. And I hate this government. Our people are talking as if the Yorubas are nepotistic. It is wrong. This from Sharafadin Ajao.
All right, let me just take up on that. I don't think any reasonable sensible Nigerian would go about demonizing anybody, but the truth of the matter is that people have things they have these experiences that cannot be said to be for everybody. Yeah. I have had my own share of experience. Mm-hmm. I grew up in Lagos. I was forced to learn the language to a large extent, and I know a lot of people are also going through the same, but it does not define who the Yorubas are. Neither does it. One person cannot define who a people are. We have exceptions, so it's unfortunate that we, the people, we have allowed the political class to actually divide us along ethnic and religious lines. Yeah. And we hope that we would come out of it, and we hope we'll come out stronger.
Yeah, I think what happens is that most people project their own personal experiences to other people, generalize it like you said, someone like me who has lived most of his life in Lagos, and I've mixed with other ethnic groups. I've lived in the north where I schooled. I've lived in the south. I'm from the south. I've lived in the east. I've lived in about 4 or 5 states of this country. And I've visited probably about 20 something states out of the 36 states. You know, I have friends all over. When I finish this show, the friend I'm going to meet is from another tribe. So it doesn't mean a lot to people like us. But, you know, like I said, some people project their personal experiences. Of course, like it said in the Bible, every city has its own thief and its own harlots. And in every society, you have good people and you have bad people.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Okay.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, people in the studio.
Afternoon, sir. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, my name is Uchen. I'm calling from Tirole.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I think the issue of tribalism is not something we can just talk and erase it just like that. But let me just be very frank. I had 5 children in Lagos. They are all there Yoruba name. But one day, my brother came to ask me a question, and I answered. And my answer was simple. I said, when you see a Yoruba man, maybe I might not be there. If you should be able to tell them, look, I was born in Yoruba land, but you are Igbo. Now, having said that, I was born and brought up, I grew up in Abakaliki. 90% of my friends are Yoruba. When I mean Yoruba, call Yoruba, they are from Ede to precise. One of them still come to my house as a brother. Even when I'm not there, my wife will serve him food, keep him and make him comfortable. That's how, you see, most reason why these things happen is because people do not travel. And they tend to make a whole lot out of the nonsense because of this thing. Look at what happened after the election. Bayo Ononuga inflamed the whole everything. And everybody saw it. It was an intentional attitude. It was done deliberate. That seed was planted. People were paid. I can tell you authoritatively, somebody drives EV. What he does is to infuse negative narrative. He was looking for every avenue to dent the image of the Igbos. And it's paid. It's a paid job. So these things is done intentionally. So the government who found the amber of this tribalism will not be telling you that they want to end it. If not tribalism, this government would have been on fire too. It was deliberate. It was intentional. So this government paid. Buhari was a tribalist, we all know. But Tinubu came in purely because of the way and manner he entered. It was tool he used to be relevant. Thank you so much.
All right, Dylan, you have more messages, or we should continue?
Let's continue. No more messages coming in.
All right, so let's come back to looking at the fact, like somebody had asked before, the federal government went to the United Kingdom and got a loan of
46
million pounds, and said it was for the modernization
of the Tinkan and the Papa
Port. Few weeks back, or a few days back, APMT said they were investing $600 million to, I think it's Apapa. Yes, Apapa. Mm-hmm. Now, the question we're asking, with APMT bringing this amount and the government borrowing, what has happened to the eastern ports?
Well, the best thing Obasanjo government did was to seemingly privatize the port, because concession is just a language. If you can invest, come and invest. I will allow you to develop, operate, and possibly transfer in so and so period of years. It's like privatization. As much as I know that the government has to lead the investment, but the government really has no business being in business. What they need to do is to create the enabling environment, create the legal framework, create the free environment for people to thrive. If Nigeria government says, people, if you can, invest in the ports, I am sure there are at least about 100 or 200 persons that are capable of a consortium of funds that can develop 1 or 2 or 3 ports in other parts of Nigeria. I am not really worried. If the government wants to invest all their money in all the ports in the West here, let them do so. My only worry is that Lagos is quarreling that Lagos is overpopulated and that people are coming to Lagos to take what belongs to Lagosians, to buy their houses, to buy their land, and they are quarreling and crying. And then they want all Nigeria's investment to be localized in Lagos.
Hold your breath, sir. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Lagos. Evangelist from Lagos.
Go ahead.
Okay, I've been listening to this for show, so I'm happy at how the show is going. But a little contribution I want to contribute is about that tribal something. So I'm happy that people say at least tribalism something is going. Do you know that my church evangelists that we have our evangelist program went out to preach? So before you can give a try to this member, we accept it with love. The know to we just live to reason together. But as we are going out this morning, if you see the way they are looking at us, I'm even afraid. And one of them said that something like we are taking them, they are looking at us. And they will not even collect the track from us. So the way they are behaving, just like they are from another country. But it was not like that before. We just mind our business and doing our thing. So please, the government should do something about it. Let's start to love ourselves, just like as we are before. The new member can come to me and preach, we'll listen, but now it's not like that again. Praise the Lord.
Thank you. All right, so can you land on your thoughts?
So what I'm trying to talk about, Lagos.
You're talking about
Lagos wanting to lump every development into Lagos. When you have Lagos developed to the brim, you have the population, you have called the population of Lagos to get to the brim. Because when you have investments, the investments will require different experts, different persons to come and work in such investments. And when people stay, they will want to have a good life. And when they have, maybe if they have rewarding employment, they will want to invest. And when they invest, it shouldn't be at their own detriment. It should be to the benefit of the host community. Take the aviation, for instance. Enugu Airport was made an international airport by Stella Odua. Yeah. And Ethiopian Airline, was at a particular time taking cargo to Enugu. At a particular time, they started saying that the tax they are paying is higher than other cargo districts that come to other parts of Nigeria. You understand? As a result, the cargo going to Enugu started shrinking. I don't even know whether they have any traffic at all again now. So when you want everything to be localized in your place, you will be willing to lose some of the comfort you have, because you have given your place to a place that is metropolitan and cosmopolitan too. When your place becomes cosmopolitan, you don't expect to live the way you lived while it was a nuclear community.
All right. So,
however, I encourage other people, especially people from the central eastern Nigeria, like that's the Delta Rivers people. If they can invest in ports, let them syndicate money and put up improvements in some of the some ports, like Cocoa Port is almost moribund.
Yeah.
Cocoa Port is almost moribund. Onitsha Rivers Port cannot function because of the crisscross of some of these pipelines.
Yeah.
Some of these pipelines across the River Niger. If you want to dredge, even if you dredge under it, are you going to pull off the pipelines?
Even the bridges and flyovers.
Yeah. So if the country should be sincere to themselves. I don't like this hypocrisy. The problem of our government is hypocrisy.
Yeah, you made the point you made about.
All right, let's take this last call. Then we know we're running up. Hello, good
Hello,
afternoon.
Prince Chilaka.
Your name and where you're calling from, sir.
Okay, this is Mr. Uduk. I'm calling from Egondo.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I like the program, what you people are doing. It's a very good thing because you are educating us for us to know some of the things we don't know. Like we have been here in Lagos. Most people have been calling, talking about this tribal issue. I went to a place to rent a house. I was told if an Igbo man don't to rent him, they did not rent that house for me because I come from the east. Now that I'm renting it on credit. I'm the one that will attempt to hide the amount of the price of the house in order to scare you away. Even if you are willing to pay, they will refuse. That one aside. Just like what Alex Uti is doing in Aba. Lagos is overfilled. Aba is a commercial hub. And Alex Uti is taking it personally to have other seaports. But the people in the central will refuse to give him license of operation, which it would have been easier. Most of the containers and land in Lagos do not belong to Lagosians. If 100 containers enter Lagos, 90 or 80% is going to the southeast and south. So that's the thing. If they would allow, we have an airport, we have the one in Warwick, we have that of, if they will allow Alex, we can just all these things. But everything is just in Lagos. Yet we are the people that are promoting the business excellence in Lagos. It's affecting us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sir, I want to buttress the points. It's actually what we've been saying here on this program that the governors of the South Zone, where you have, of course, they are the other littoral states within the country, should also pull resources together. We know that Akwa Ibom has a
Bakassi port.
The Bakassi port and that's the deep sea port that they are trying to do.
Let me tell you, that particular port, let me interject, that particular port would have been the best port anybody can have, geographically.
Okay.
Oron provides a natural archipelago. I will explain that to you later. Then the front of the port does not have gully erosion, it has sheet erosion.
Okay.
So the face of that Ibaka provides, if the government can leave it as a strategic reserve for development, the place will be a wonder.
Hold your breath, sir. Oh, it's cut. I wanted to. The person has been calling consistently.
It would have been a wonder, because one of the biggest problem of ports is maritime erosion. You know, this surge and recession.
Yeah.
Hello. Go ahead. Why are you, sir? Just round up because.
Okay. I have rounded up.
No, finish your thoughts about that.
No.
I have just 1 minute.
It's coming from me. You are not paying. I will say. However, what I agree with you entirely. If our governors are intentional, some of our businessmen are intentional.
But they're saying that the issue of ports is on the exclusive list.
To the federal government.
Yes.
If it is on the exclusive list, why is Lekki being run by? It's a project of a consortium of private companies.
It's the federal government.
And the federal government.
That is the exclusive list.
No, but they can do the same with other ports and other governments in the.
That is what is keeping Enugu. That is what is keeping Enugu from flourishing.
Exclusive list.
Exclusively. Do you know that Owerri is a cargo port? Cargo port.
Is it functioning?
Have you ever heard about any cargo airplane that has come there? A cargo plane cannot go to a place where it's not enabled.
Okay. All right. We are running out of time. This is the Maritime and Border Show on VOP 90.3 FM with Dilo Tommy and Prince Francis Chilaka. This program is open for sponsorship. Once again, I need to tell you this. You can call me on 0802-7590-195, or you can call Francis Chilaka on
081-2111-8789.
This program brings you all that you need to know within the maritime sector, be it the MPA, the Shippers Council, the Customs, the SON, Standards Organization of Nigeria, NAFDAC, and the rest of them. Of course, the private sector too. Always tune in on every Sunday by 12:30 to 2:30 to be educated and enlightened. This is Ilu Tommy signing out. Thank you.
Yeah, Tilly, thanks. We hope your cold will ease out. It's been a very wonderful Sunday afternoon, and I'm glad you are there because we're here. It's been we've had Chief Pius with us, and he has given us some lectures, some education, which we will go back and find out about the Ibom Deep Sea from him. I want to learn more about it. It's been a very wonderful afternoon with you. I will ask you to remain tuned to this dial. Don't change the dial. VOP 90.3 FM is where you should be. It's been a pleasure. Have a wonderful Sunday.